The elder difficulty is not in a good place for players to go do it. That's my thoughts and my feelings, my opinions. Oh, and for more clarity, I don't like the chip damage. There's too many fights. The health values and attack values don't look like they've been improved. The roster depth and strength is another very weird, demanding component, especially from the prestige element that is there. And we need more rank up resource in order for that to be a fair thing for the people that aren't able to cultivate and make a strong roster. Let's expand on some of those points as we look at the elder difficulty and why it's maybe not hitting the mark with the player base. So over the weekend, I put together 2 videos and a very detailed spreadsheet that took over 2 days to complete, the written portion and the video portion, just based on the fact of the acquisition of footage, the acquisition of information, researching of information, the putting together the path options, because it is a bit more kind of detailed and is very demanding of you and your roster, especially from a preparation standpoint. You've got to know what champions you're going to use, and if you make one mistake, then of course it becomes problematic. This is something that has been made available, or will be. I can't remember how it's working to be more available to the players of different types of progressions, but it's not that with enjoyable, or I suppose you could say approachable. We're going to go over lots of things from the community, like, Terra put here several days ago. The problem for me is not the difficulty, nor is it the process to unlock it. The most bothering part for me is swapping out my champion 20 times every quest. It's a little bit less than that, but I share the sentiment. I wish there was an option to keep a champion for the entirety of the quest. It's tedious and micromanaging, and I don't like it. There's going to be a further topic I want to expand on and talk about this week, which is about players being tired. I've been looking around. I've seen White Mummy recently put something about like how this game is exhausting, and I've definitely felt it. If you know, back in like July, August time, like I burn out. I still kept going. That's why I took a little bit of a kind of steady break in September, but I was exhausted. And the same thing with like MCOC Encyclopedia, a great video. A lot of people watch that video, and a lot of people share the same thing. And look, start of this year, I said what I wanted to see from Kabam this year, and I actually don't think anything's been facilitated. AI, quality of life, and time saving. There's some stuff, but it's like, I want to know more. Next month, Summoners Fest, there's got to be some really big reveals of things that are going to save players time. I'm worried about one thing. I really am. Something that Kabam said that they were going to be working on. But when that rears itself, I'll talk about it. If they've gone back on that and changed it, we'll see. The word complexity will come up quite a bit. Has come up already. I mean, this is complex, elder difficulty. And various places you go in the game from, players' feedback, it takes far too long. Drop it to 12 fights and shrink the defenders in another 25%. It shall be golden like a shower, sustain everything else. Yeah, fair enough. That's a fair enough point there. For this month as well, less fights, less HP, less of a planned nodes. It's still a slog. It is. It is a real slog. And is it just on the forums? Nope, it's over on Reddit as well. I've started recently playing the game consistently. I stopped playing for whatever. It's kind of horrendous. I don't have the deep of roster ranked to easily swap a champ every fight, and the lack of heals makes it less enjoyable. Again, another fair point. And then sometimes I'm thinking to myself about like the amount of work that went into that spreadsheet to the actual kind of interest of people actually wanting to do it. That's, again, another good comparison of, is it worth doing those spreadsheets? For me, I'm doing it for those people that are interested, but ultimately, why am I doing it? Because it's not as enjoyable. Granted, I should have got that video and the spreadsheets done about 2 weeks ago, but it's still 15 days left to do it. But I know people want information quickly. It's always been the same thing. People want information, they want it now. It's not fun at all, says Dank for 20. The roster challenge aside, the chip damage making you waste potions or revives is an extra resource drain that I didn't really have in event quest previously, let alone trying to plan out 15 ideal matchups. I want to play video games to escape a bit and shut my brain down, not give it more work. It's a more frustrating experience with more friction than before, at least for myself. What? You don't like having this is by sarcasm, by the way. You don't like having Is this ensure? Actually, there we go. You know, like having to make a spreadsheet to play a game on your phone at a lunch break. Yeah. Bring the full heal concept at the end. Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't think Kabam are in for that. Either way, yeah, it's just the more I read, the more places I go, it just seems more of a thought and a mind frame that everybody's in. Like, Kabam needs to start saving the players' time. Like, if they want this game to last like a further 9 years, 10 years, whatever, how many years, it's like you've got to start saving players' time so that they don't go, well, if I do an hour, am I actually going to do anything? How long do I have to be in a quest for? And to give you a bit of perspective, I think it was like six hours to do. I think it was more than that. I'm being generous. I think it was like anything between 6 to 8, must be about 8 hours, including prep time, to do the Elder difficulty. And I tell you what, when we had Valiant difficulty before, like, or when we had the previous difficulty, I'm sure it was a lot more flowy than that. And that may not even account for doing classic ones. So why do I want to spend all that time there? I've got other stuff to do. I'm struggling to find time for Battlegrounds. I've not played Arena in months. And I do want to do that because as a non-spending player, I need access to it, but I just can't do everything. And Kabam will say, we don't have to do everything. Well, you do, because we can't make gains, we can't boost our prestige, therefore we can't get more rank up items to then get more roster depth. And we need roster depth in order to do the Elder difficulty. And we need to do Elder difficulty because it's got better rewards, technically, to then reinvest back into building up a team. So it's just so weird, isn't it? This is why I thought to myself, right, I'll message the community, you all lovely people here, and ask you the same question about where you think the Elder difficulty is at. What are your pitfalls, problems, and other stuff? So we put that on the post, and we'll read through some comments. Sorry I didn't get to everybody's, but we'll kind of like read through some because it's an amazing point. And the problem now, besides the fact that not everything has to be Crucible-style content, is that the node benefits about five champs per class. Yes, the nodes are a problem. I know Kabam said they are going to look into it, but time, my friends, time is ticking with a lot of stuff. When you put something in and it doesn't go well the first time, then it's like you've created more work for yourself. They've got to get it sorted, amongst other things, really quickly, which means you end up taking fights with either lower star rate, yes, and taking much longer, and chip damage, yes. The nodes are so out of date, yeah, 100% there. I'm realizing how few cosmets inflict armor break, yeah. No, and having access to them. To put it simply, way too many fights, 100% V, 100%. Worst part is obligatory swap part. Yeah, that's it. Revert back to about 3 to 4 months ago, original Valiant Gauntlet. Yeah. I absolutely hate how long and time consuming it is. Yes. All they had to do is give us the full health for all fight. That would be nice. Absolutely low the event quest, extremely long. Can't run the suicide zone if you don't get the health. That's a good point as well. I didn't think of that because I don't run that particular mastery set. There you go. I skipped it. The net rewards for my 18k prestige level appeared unbalanced with the amount of time it would take to complete it. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. That's another point. Rip synergies. Yeah. Just remove the Crucible style and it made more fun, less time consuming. I have a full team of 5, maybe. That could be it. And less fights. Should just like Paragon Gauntlet, much quicker, and time saving. Save the players time. Get them in other modes. People aren't playing Battlegrounds because it's too time consuming. People aren't playing this because it's too time consuming. Or people are forcing themselves to play stuff. So it's a very important time for Kabam to really look at their game. Look at the game direction. Look at what pain points players have, and look to improve them. I don't know. I kind of feel that maybe the more simple thing. People might be saying, "Oh, this is part of like an echo chamber, or where kind of like a minority feel this way or think this way." Look, do a survey out to the community. Do it on your Discord. You got so many people in Discord. Just ask the players what's wrong with the game. What's kind of like what they feel is a pain point, and then make the pain point go away. Guess what? That might be a good start. It's not just about event quest. I'm talking the entirety of the game. Since changed event quest, just not bothered. Too much hassle, too much time. 100%. Actually, Bafadar Kabam did 4 versions of Valley event quest prior to the adaptive difficulty. Yeah, well, the thing is, in all of those, I said it. I know that a lot of you have been saying it as well. Why so many fights? It doesn't have to be that lengthy. Why does it have to be 6 to 8 hours to do do Elder difficulty? It just doesn't need to be that way. I looked to see what it looked like for the first quest and immediately backed out and said audibly, nope. Yeah, just it's time consuming. I don't think I need to go on. I've read through most of these, and obviously there's a lot more kind of like down here because there's great feedback. There's tons of it. Like, I'm gonna send my feedback. I'm gonna put a link to this in here, and also some links that I found, and just go, look, Elder difficulty. It ain't working properly. It just isn't, and improvements need to be made. I want to save myself time. I don't want to be stressed out that I've got to do this, this, and this, and this, as well as alliance-based stuff and things that are important to me, and part of my own gains, because I'm limited to, or not limited, but I feel that kind of like I'm strangled to do this content, and there's a lot of stuff in game I still have to do. Anyway, what are your thoughts? If you missed the post, and where do you think things could improve? I think we all know we've just talked about it, stuff that could be improved with Elder difficulty. Command, please listen. Please, right now, like not like next year when we're talking about people getting annoyed, because again, it's saving people time. Save people time so they can play other things within this game. People love this game, but they want their time to be saved and allocated correctly. And they don't want to feel that things are laborious and a bit of just a complete mind F on kind of preparation and managing stuff. They want to just enjoy the fighting element of this game. It's a fighting game. Limit down the RPG elements, please. That's it for the video. What are your thoughts? Comments as always. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you soon.